Hello, welcome to DearOnes. Thank you for joining us today. I'm excited to present to you the key aspects of our organization, DearOnes School. Throughout this presentation, we will explore our core values, philosophy, vision, and mission, as well as important policies and procedures that guide our daily operations. Our goal is to provide you with a comprehensive understanding of how we strive to create a nurturing, safe, enriching environment for our children in our care. So let's begin by discussing our core values, which forms the foundation of everything we do here at DearOnes School. Our core values, integrity, accountability, and compassion, are the foundation of our school's culture. These principles guide how we interact with children, families, and colleagues, creating a trustworthy and caring environment that promotes growth and respect, not only for school, but for ourselves and the children.
Core values are personal ethics or ideals that guide you when making decisions, building relationships, and solving problems. Identifying the values that are meaningful to you can help you develop and achieve personal and both professional goals. These are the core values handpicked by our team members at DearOnes School. Be teachable, trustworthy, faith, integrity, kindness, caring, honest, responsible, and respect. If you lack any of these, this is not the place for you. We would like to be able to teach you. We would like to be able to trust you. We want you to have faith and give faith. We want to respect you and be able to have you respect us in the center. Be honest, integrity, be kind, caring for the children, and overall be responsible for all your actions and consequences.
So let me introduce you to myself. I am R.C. Chauhan. I am your Executive Director at DearOnes School and work as a Director for DearOnes Montessori. I'm the half partner for DearOnes School, and I play a pivotal role in overseeing the operations and ensuring the highest standards of early childhood education. My dedication to fostering a nurturing and joyful learning environment is evident in every aspect of my schools. My responsibilities include managing the overall administration, implementing educational programs, and maintaining a strong partnership between teachers, parents, and children. My commitment to excellence and compassionate approach make me an invaluable leader in our community. I also train the staff in management to set my expectations straight and believe in leading by examples. Now, additionally, I would like to also introduce Mr. Ravi, who is the part owner of DearOnes School. He is responsible for handling the bills, expenses, payroll, and all financial related decisions. His expertise ensures that financial operations of our school run smoothly and efficiently. The organization chart of DearOnes School outlines the structure and hierarchy within the institution. At the top, we have the owners and chief executive director, Mr. Ravi, and myself, Ms. R.C. Chauhan. They oversee the overall operation and strategic direction of the school. Under our leadership, there are 3 directors responsible for the different branches of the school. Ms. Sabrina, the director of DearOnes Preschool in Cleburne, Ms. Natisha Bell, director of the DearOnes Preschool in Hewlin, and myself, R.C. Chauhan, who serves as the director of DearOnes Montessori. Each director is supported by an assistant director who helps them manage day-to-day operation and ensure the smooth functioning of their respective branches. Below the directors and assistant directors, we have the lead teachers and assistant teachers. The lead teachers are responsible for planning and implementing the educational programs, while the assistant teachers are to support them in creating a nurturing and engaging learning environment for the children. This structure ensures that each branch of DearOnes School is well managed and that the staff is supported in providing high-quality early childhood education. At DearOnes School, our philosophy emphasizes transparency, accountability, and safety as critical components of a nurturing environment. We believe in creating a respectful, inclusive space that supports each child's growth and independence. Collaboration between families and educators is key to providing the best care. Our commitment to rigorous health and safety protocols ensures a secure learning area. Ultimately, we aim to empower every child through consistent, high-quality education. DearOnes School's vision emphasizes honoring every child's unique path, fueled by curiosity and imagination. The mission focuses on providing a supportive learning environment that will foster growth at each child's pace, Educators nurture individuality, respect, and positive relationships, creating a community where children engage deeply and develop holistically. Founded in 2010, DearOnes was built on a simple but powerful belief. A child thrives best when parents and teachers work together as true partners. From the very beginning, DearOnes was focused on creating an environment where every child can grow in all essential areas, academically, socially, emotionally, and independently. We recognize that meaningful learning happens when the adults in a child's life communicate, collaborate, and support one another. When parents and teachers work hand in hand, a child's experience becomes richer, more joyful, and far more meaningful. This partnership is at the heart of everything we do at DearOnes. DearOnes School operates on weekdays from 6:30 in the morning until 6:30 in the evening. The cutoff time for accepting children is 9:30 a.m. to ensure classes run smoothly and is communicated with parents during enrollment. Exceptions are made for medical appointments with a doctor's note. These consistent hours provide stability for families and help maintain an efficient learning environment at our school. Company policies for a positive workplace. Maintaining proper records and respectful behavior contributes to a positive work environment that we all are in on a daily basis. Prompt incident reporting ensures safety and accountability on your part. Familiarity with employee and parent handbooks, both along with adherence to Texas minimum standards, is essential for compliance and smooth operations at DearOnes School and is required. Performance reviews are a critical requirement by NAC to maintain through documentation of staff progress and development. The first review occurs within 7 days of hiring, followed by subsequent evaluations at 30 and 90 days to monitor adjustment and competency of the employee. Thereafter, annual reviews will help ensure continuous professional growth of all employees. These reviews focus on performance feedback rather than automatically linking to raises, emphasizing growth and accountability. This slide highlights the importance of adhering to equal opportunity employment laws and the American with Disability Act. Employers must provide fair treatment and reasonable accommodations, ensuring that hiring, training, and promotion decisions are free from discrimination. Maintaining an inclusive, respectful workplace is vital to comply with the legal standards and foster a positive work environment at DearOnes School. DearOnes School provides valuable benefits when can and feasible according to our budget to support and reward employees. After completing the provisional period, full-time staff will receive paid holidays to help balance work and personal life as long as the requirements are met. Employees also benefit from 50% tuition discount for their first child, encouraging the family involvement. Additionally, free training opportunities and resources promote continuous professional development and career growth throughout their term. DearOnes School also maintains a drug-free workplace as a Texas law to ensure safety and compliance with federal regulations. Employees are also to be free of any smell and odor of these substances, as well as not vape while in attendance with children. Employees must not use or possess alcohol, illegal drugs, or impairing substances while on the job or on the school property, including the parking lots. Violations lead to severe disciplinary actions. Assistance programs can be offered to support employees struggling with substance abuse, promoting a healthy and safe environment for all. This slide outlines the important cell phone and smoking policy to ensure a professional and safe environment at DearOnes School and to be in compliance with Texas licensing. Employees are to avoid distractions by refraining from personal cell phones, which can be authorized outside of the classroom if permission is granted. Cell phones are also not to be visible and or are on charge in classroom at any time. Smoking is also strictly regulated to areas at least 25 feet away from the building entrances or windows to protect the health of children and staff. You are not to smoke and or vape in our restrooms and or in classrooms. Compliance on this is mandatory to maintain workplace safety and well-being. One of the important aspects of employment at the center, including the introductory period, which serves as a critical time for new hires to adapt and showcase their skills. Employees are responsible for updating personal information throughout their term, promptly to keep their records current. Open communication fosters trust and transparency, promoting a supportive workplace where employees and management collaborate for success for one another. Texas minimum standards require all child care center employees to maintain professionalism, demonstrate good judgment, and treat children with respect at all times. It is critical to ensure every child's safety by preventing abuse and promptly reporting any concerns to authorities. These standards help create a safe and nurturing environment for children to learn and grow. Resignation policy emphasizing the requirement for a 2 weeks notice period, and it's important that employees avoid submitting the resignation during holiday periods to be in compliance with the policies, also to prevent staffing issues during holidays. Compliance with the handbook ensures the resignation process is conducted professionally and fairly, and the staff member is rehirable. Adhering to these policies supports organizational stability and respects both employee and employer's interests. Annual training is mandatory to ensure staff are qualified and effective and as required per licensing, TRS, and NAC. The center offers various educational opportunities and resources to support continued development. A repayment agreement protects the organization's investment by requiring employees to stay for a set period after the training. This policy encourages commitment while supporting staff's growth and enhancing the teaching quality.
Requesting days off. All staff is required to send an email to an authorized personnel minimum of 4 weeks prior to getting it approved to be able to take care of your needs and or simply to have some time off to yourself. Remember, your vacation time needs to be approved before you start planning. If it is a court date, just like you will be notified by the court on time, you are to notify us this very same day. Doctor appointments, you are still to follow this policy as you do have option to schedule in advance. It is not considered good work ethics to call in because of something minor such as headache, periods, and or other minor reasons. You are required to bring in a doctor's note for all unexcused absences. Headaches and periods, we highly recommend and suggest that you take pain medicine and come to work. It is okay if you're not able to give us your 100%, but your 50 and 80% counts as good work ethics. Employees are to provide proper documentation for all their call-ins due to health-related issues to be excused. Employees are also to have no more than 2 call-ins in 6 months without getting it approved by the director and can result in termination. Absences. Regular attendance is a requirement and condition of employment per DearOnes and State of Texas minimum standards. You should report any anticipated absence to your supervisor ahead of time. In an emergency, let your supervisor know as soon as possible the reason for your absence and when are we to expect you to return. Unexcused absences are subject to immediate discipline up to and including termination. If you're absent from work for 2 or more consecutive days without advising and or communicating with your supervisor, you may be terminated as this is considered abandoning your job. Contacting your work and making them aware with the proper communication, it is solely your job. Your director will not be reaching out. Payroll deductions. The organization is required by the law to deduct from your paycheck federal, state, and local withholding taxes, social security taxes, and any court-ordered withholding such as garnishment or child support payments. These amounts, which are designated on your paycheck stub, are forwarded directly to the appropriate entity. The other deductions that can be taken from your payroll in the event if an employee shows negligence towards DearOnes and its property, you are going to be held responsible for either the replacement and or paying for the item or for any damages. This includes but is not limited to everything in your classroom assigned to the employee and the building both inside and out. Overtime. Working overtime without prior authorization from your supervisor may result in disciplinary action up to and including termination. Working outside of your scheduled hours is considered unapproved time. If you are scheduled till 6:30 p.m., please be sure to clock out by 6:30 p.m. Otherwise, you are required to have a director's approval, and or the time will be fixed and changed as you are riding the clock. All overtime work must receive the supervisor's prior authorization, not afterwards. Expense reimbursement, even though DearOnes does not authorize anyone to purchase for them. But, however, employees must maintain accurate documentation if any or business-related expense occurred on behalf of DearOnes School that needs to be reimbursed. Receipts and detailed explanation of expenses must accompany all reimbursement requests. Expense reports and reimbursement may be subject to other specific policies and practice beyond those provided in this handbook. All expenses should be approved prior to reimbursements. Medical emergencies. At DearOnes School, safety is always our #1 priority, and we make sure that all the necessary daily steps are taken, including regular training and drills to prevent any child and/or employees from getting hurt. In a non-life-threatening situation, we will assess the child and provide first aid at the facility and contact the parents. In case of a medical emergency, we'll be calling 911 and will contact parents immediately for needing stitches, broken arm or dislocation, and etc. All costs associated with injuries to the child will be parents' responsibility unless the center have been found to be negligent. If we're unable to reach you or the parent, we will start calling the people designated as emergency contacts. We're certified in infant, child, and adult CPR and first aid and will take appropriate actions for our children enrolled at our center.
Health and safety in childcare settings, emphasizing the importance of hazard awareness, accident reporting, and disease prevention. Staff must adhere to HIPAA law to protect sensitive health information and disclosing it to the non-related personnel. Proper allergy management and hygiene practices are also critical to safeguard children's health and maintaining a safe learning environment in your classroom. Always be aware where are your allergy list of children and who are those children and what are they allergic from. Identify and address potential hazard to prevent accident and injuries in your classroom and be proactive. Follow all protocols for reporting and managing accidents promptly with your management and parents. Recognize the signs of illness and disease to reduce spread in the center. Know your children. When you see a sign and or that they are down with something, let your management know. Manage allergies carefully with specific precautions and communications. Promote hygiene practices to maintain a healthy environment in your classroom. Incident reporting and proper supervision. Proper supervision is essential to minimize all incidents and maintain a safe environment for all. Proper supervision actually addresses the point that a teacher may not be able to protect all the accidents and or incidents, but at least she's aware because she's providing proper incidents and try to eliminate the cause. Teacher must be vigilant and communicate effectively with parents and be aware of how the incident occurred at all times. Incident reports are critical and must be signed within 24 hours of the incident. It should also be completed promptly, especially if medical attention is required. If the injury is neck up, you are to definitely communicate with your management then, so therefore they can follow the next protocol, which is to contact the parents via phone. Coordination with the director ensures appropriate handling of situation and communication with parents and should be calm and reassuring to maintain the trust. Consistent proper supervision reduces all classroom incidents significantly. Teachers must prevent incidents and communicate promptly with parents and management. All incident reports must be completely signed within 24 hours. Report serious injuries to licensing and inform the director immediately. Employees should avoid contacting parents before director's approval. Send calm and friendly messages to parents to prevent panic. Remember, it is our job. We are not complaining and definitely not wanting to panic our parents. We want to address the situation and maybe altogether let the management handle it. Universal precautions are critical in childcare setting to minimize the risk of infections and sort of required in our school. Staff must consistently use all protective equipment provided, like gloves, when handling bodily fluids, and practice thorough hand washing and clean surfaces regularly. Adhering to these guidelines ensures a safe environment for children and caregivers. You ask, what is bodily fluid? Bodily fluid is anything out of your body. Basically, your saliva, vomit, your #1, the tooth, the blood, all and everything. Universal precaution will help you prevent exposure to bloodborne pathogens and infectious materials. Per HIPAA law, our parents do not have to let us know of any disease or illness that we can be exposed to per the children's bodily fluid. Use personal protective equipment such as gloves and masks when needed to protect yourself to being exposed to these diseases. Proper hand hygiene is essential before and after all child interaction, and common sense such as no kissing policy also comes in handy to prevent you from getting that disease. Disinfect surfaces and properly handle contaminated materials to avoid cross-contamination. Always follow established protocols to protect yourself, children, and colleagues, and ask your management for any questions. Let's continue to talk a little bit more in depth about bloodborne pathogens, which poses risk in childcare settings. When employees come in contact with blood or bodily fluids, wearing gloves serves as a protective barrier to reduce risk of infection to you. It is also critical to use gloves properly and putting them on before exposure, removing them without contaminating your hands, and disposing of them correctly. Also to change the gloves in between assisting a child with a diaper change and/or any incidents. Following universal precaution and maintaining good hand hygiene further enhances safety for both staff and children. Using your gloves will not eliminate the need of washing your hands. Please make sure, regardless of the reason, always wash your hands with soap and water and follow the hand washing policy every time you come in contact with bloodborne pathogens. Understanding the proper supervision in the child care. Proper supervision is fundamental to child safety, requiring all caregivers, including management, to be continuously aware of each child's activities and needs assigned to them. The caregiver must account for factors such as their age, individual differences, facility layout, and external risks. Communication with parents about supervision responsibilities will also help clarify expectations. Attentive supervision, as well as consistent routine, prevents harm and promotes a secure, nurturing environment in your classroom. With proper supervision, a teacher may always be aware of all incidents and when and how they occurred and must be able to report it accordingly. We're all required to know of all incidents. As a human being, we may not be able to protect them with every incident, but knowing them is something that we can all assure our parents with ease of mind that we will always be providing proper supervision and looking after their kids. Proper supervision in childcare in depth for children's safety and well-being. Caregivers should always maintain appropriate visual and auditory contact with children, staying physically close to intervene when necessary to prevent any incidents and stop them from happening. This is when you will do a behavior report rather than an incident report. Supervision techniques should be adapted based on children's ages and individual abilities. Getting to each child's behavior would also help prevent these incidents. Anticipating potential hazards in your classroom and/or environment, engaging actively, keeping them busy and occupied promotes a safe and nurturing environment. Managing a dress code that balances comfort with professionalism helps create a positive environment in childcare settings. Comfortable, practical clothing will allow staff to perform their duties effectively while presenting a clean, professional, and approachable image for children and parents. Safety features like closed-toe shoes and appropriate attire prevent hazards and promote a respectful workplace atmosphere. Non-ripped jeans or khaki pants in solid colors for a neat appearance. Choose solid-colored polo shirts or t-shirts rather than any graphics that are unprofessional. Closed-toe shoes, comfortable tennis shoes, would be more appropriate, safe, and comfort for you to be able to do your job. Avoid any shorts, tight yoga pants, and flashy jewelry to maintain a professional environment. Keep your hair neat and tidy, and makeup minimal to present a clean and approachable image. Always wear your name badges to ensure easy identification and security. This slide updates the dress code to specify that all teachers should wear tennis shoes for comfort and safety. However, staff working in infant room are required to wear socks and/or in-room slippers only without shoes to maintain hygiene and comfort. Infant staff are also to avoid coming out of their classroom in their in-room socks and/or slippers and only wear shoes in the hallways and/or when accessing the bathrooms. These footwear guidelines support the overall goal of providing a safe, healthy, and professional childcare environment for all. Fostering positive family interaction. It highlights the importance of positive and professional interactions with families whenever a staff or management is dealing with. Every employee represents the center's values through their conduct and communication. Maintaining family privacy and respecting individual permission for photography are crucial. Proper engagement strengthens relationship, enhances the organization's reputation, and supports its ongoing success. If you don't know it, don't answer. Let them know that you will get the answer and or ask management to address any questions that they have. Do not pinpoint. Do not judge and or diagnose their child with certain behavior and or disease. Families are our most valuable asset, and we need to treat them with all respect, courteous, and prompt interactions. Positive interaction with children in childcare. It is essential in childcare settings to foster healthy emotional and social development. Treating children with respect and kindness will help build their trust and security for others. Listening and responding to your children's feelings encourages them to open communication and self-expression. Gentle guidance supports their growth, while a safe environment promotes exploration and learning. Treat them all with respect and kindness. Listen actively. Don't ignore them. Respond to their needs and feelings. Encourage open communication and use gentle words, gentle guidance, magic words. Create a safe and supportive environment. Social media offers great opportunities to share the positive experience of our child care center. However, since it is critical to protect the privacy of children and families, by avoiding posting confidential information or unauthorized photos is something that is required of all staff members. Management are the only ones who are authorized to post any images and or experiences on only the DearOnes School Facebook social medias. Staff should always follow center policies and obtain necessary permissions and maintain professional conduct online to ensure a safe and respectful digital environment at all times. Avoid posting confidential information and or any conversation about children and or families of DearOnes on your social page. Obtain permission before sharing any photos publicly. Using social media to positively showcase educational achievements are only to be done by management. Respect families' privacy and photo restrictions. Follow center policies and maintain professionalism at all times. This slide highlights the importance of maintaining clear professional boundaries between our staff and parents. Employees are required to refrain from private socializing or intimate relationship with all families of DearOnes to preserve the trust and professionalism, even after their employment. Any inappropriate behavior or advances must be reported promptly to leadership to ensure a safe and respectful environment for all. It includes birthday parties and or babysitting after hours. Gossiping can have serious negative effect on any workplace, including childcare setting like DearOnes School. It damages relationships, hampers collaboration, and causes unnecessary stress among our staffs. Encouraging open, honest, respectful communication helps build a healthy environment where everyone feels valued and supported. Leadership do play a vital role, but do rely on team members to help set the tone of the center and address gossip quickly and constructively. Remember, it is a teamwork. It is not alone just management's job. Confidentiality is a paramount in childcare settings to protect the dignity and privacy of both children and employees. Staff must carefully handle all personal data, ensuring it is only shared with authorized parties. Maintaining confidentiality fosters trust with families and complies with legal requirements. Regular trainings will also help you reinforce the importance of privacy and proper information. Management is also required to turn their computer screen off and or lock their screens. When working with documentation, please turn them upside down when walking away from your desk and or put them away. Child abuse and neglect. We're required by the law to report any suspected signs of child abuse and or neglect. We are mandated reporters. This includes any form of physical punishment by parents or anyone else at the center. Any request to use physical punishments by the parents will be noted in the child's file along with a written refusal from the center. To report this child abuse and neglect, or if you have any question regarding this matter, you can always contact the DFPS, our licensing. The address below, website, as well as the hotline will help you make the report. At DearOnes, we have a zero tolerance policy when it comes to child abuse, neglect, and molestation. Effective classroom management and CLI curriculum. This slide focuses on effective classroom management techniques combined with the CLI curriculum framework, emphasizes clear routines and consistency, which will help you in your classroom to have a positive learning environment. Using logical and interactive methods will encourage your students in engagement and cooperation in return. Positive reinforcement and open communication with your management and family will support student growth in classroom harmony. Establish that clear routine. Be teachable. You can learn from any source, your management, children, parents. Consistency. Be consistent with what you do and what you bring to your classroom in a positive manner. Do it every day. Follow that physical schedule on that wall. Follow those curriculum, those posters that you have for your circle time materials. Have some rules and follow and apply those rules on children. Interaction. Always have positive interaction in your classroom with your children and parents when around. Be prepared when coming to work. Be on time and arrive early. Make sure you're prepared with what is to be taught today, what is to be expected today. Communication. Make sure you are being proactive of communicating with your parents, your staff, your management. Proper supervision. Have that on point proper supervision by sight and sound, which is something that we are required to have at all times. Therefore, then you will be able to establish that structure which is required per licensing to have at all times in your classroom, regardless of inside and or outside of your classroom. Per licensing, general classroom procedures and guidelines which are required to establish the safe and nurturing environment for all children of all ages. Consistency, consistency, consistency. Proper supervision, 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 supervision will help you to do your job and be in compliance at all times. Just remember that. Consistency will help children understand expectations and feel secure, where proper supervision will make sure that you're keeping them safe. Positive communication and respect fosters a supportive atmosphere. Maintaining a clean and organized supports health and learning of these children. Adhering to the policies ensures that you are in compliance and as well as also offering the quality care at all times. These guidelines will help you as a teacher to manage your classrooms effectively and enjoy working in our school. During nap time, teachers must create and maintain a peaceful environment to help children rest. This includes dimming the lights, playing soft music, and ensuring each child is comfortable. Teachers should always remain awake and attentive to supervise children's safety, offering quiet activities to those who do not want to sleep. For licensing, we are never to make a child do anything which includes nap and or lay down on their nap mat. As long as the child remains seated on their nap mat, we can offer them activities such as coloring and or soft blocks and puzzles. Gentle communication and consistent routines will help you support children's sense of security during this period. Again, reminder, at no time should a teacher fall asleep and or even look like as if she might have been sleeping. For licensing, this will result in termination on the spot. To avoid such situation, teachers should always walk around and find something always to do in your classroom. Children daily schedule and routine in childcare. Establishing a consistently daily schedule in childcare will support children's sense of security and readiness to learn. It includes structured times for various activities such as play, meal, and rest. Posting the schedule, which is your physical schedule on the wall, allow your children and staff to stay organized. Point to your physical schedule and let the children know what is to come next and mentally prepare them before it happens. This will help you avoid any meltdowns and or limit those meltdowns during transition time. Teachers should always communicate of any changes and ensure routines are followed to promote a stable and nurturing environment. Should you need to switch around, add, or take away anything on your physical schedule, please consult your management to help you out with. Punishment in childcare focuses on using negative consequences thoughtfully to guide children's behavior. Each child's unique needs requires tailored approach that teaches them the responsibility and appropriate actions. Positive redirection and reinforcement are emphasized at DearOnes, while harsh or shaming tactics are to be avoided at all costs, as they can harm self-esteem of our children. Timeouts and isolation are seldomly used, promoting a nurturing and supportive environment. Timeouts can be no longer than the child's age. For example, a 2-year-old can only go for no more than 2 minutes of timeout. Positive discipline focuses on teaching children appropriate behavior through respect and guidance rather than punishment and disrespect. It encourages children to take responsibility for their actions by setting clear limits and reinforcing positive behavior. Consistency and understandings are the key here, as well as providing alternatives through redirection. Logical consequences helps children learn from their choices while maintaining a safe and nurturing environment. Sometimes educating parents and or having a sit-down meeting with management to address these will also help you create a positive discipline environment for children not only at childcare, but as well as home. Effective communication with parents via Brightwheel, which is an essential tool for maintaining transparent and timely communication with parents. By sharing daily updates of the children assigned to you in your classroom, their photos, and notes about their child's day, caregivers can build trust and strengthen the relationship overall. Prompt responses to messages and accurate documentations of meals, naps, and milestone ensures parents feel involved and reassured about their child's care. Staff are also asked and required per licensing to not send group messages such as meals needs to be individually recorded, naps needs to be individually recorded. A care message throughout the week needs to be sent individually for each child assigned to you in your classroom, letting the parents know how their child is doing in the classroom. Common sense in childcare is essential for providing a safe and nurturing environment. It is often overlooked, but is actually required and mandated by licensing to make sure that we are doing our job. It involves being vigilant about supervision, communicating respectfully with both children and parents, maintaining routines, promoting hygiene, and responding thoughtfully to children's behaviors and what is not within the guidelines and or books. We're using common sense and doing the right by the children. Additionally, proper record keeping supports accountability and quality care in childcare settings. Common sense is required not only for the teachers, but also management. Remember, not everything's going to be in the books. Some things do depend on our common sense. When in doubt, know where and who to contact. What are your resources to get those questioned answers? At the end of the day, we are to make the right decisions and only right decisions, and it requires common sense on our part.
At the end, the presentation highlights that I would like to remind you of what we discussed in this presentation today are to create a nurturing and joyful learning environment for children of all classes in our school. Uphold those core values like integrity, accountability, and compassion on a daily basis. Ensure the safety and compliance with operational and employment policies. Know where and what resources are available to you. Promoting positive interaction and effective communication with families. No excuses. Implementing best practices for your classroom management and child supervision at all times. Fostering professional development and a supportive workplace culture, and know when you have questions who to go to, your management.